Sports time now. We head on over to the sports studio and say good evening to Damien Bass. Damien, what do you have for us?
A very good evening to you, Lisa. Good evening to our viewers and listeners out there. We start with some cricket news. Dave Cameron, the former president of Cricket West Indies, has threatened legal action against the current board unless they hand over a copy of an audit that is critical of his period in office. The report, produced by accounting and management consulting firm of Panel Kerr Foster, or PKF, who were commissioned by the present CWI administration, was exposed on the ESPN Cricket Info website and called out the former president on several items. The story is stated, among other things, that at a directors meeting on March 10, 2018, a resolution was passed authorizing an honorarium of $50,000 for the then president for having worked beyond the call of duty in getting the ICC to allocate $128 million to CWI. Now, Cameron's attorneys have given the board 48 hours to produce the report, and if they fail to do that, they will seek assistance from the High Court in getting it. They also warn against the CWI board publishing the report. They also indicate that once they get the report, Cameron will be willing to respond to all articles in 21 days. CWI's Chief Executive Officer Johnny Grave has confirmed that the letter came in on Monday and that it will be dealt with immediately. Meanwhile, Dr. Ernest Hilaire insists the former West Indies Cricket Board administration has to be given a chance to explain its financial decisions. That assertion from the former CEO of the WICB comes days after international commentator Michael Holding revealed the details of the leaked audit report, that is, from PKF. Now, over a 6-month period, PKF's job was to conduct a business situation assessment and review of the organization's financial management systems and to provide recommendations for addressing any shortcomings. We get more in this report from HTS News Force.
The findings revealed questionable executive standards that, according to a CWI press release, emphasized the need for drastic operational reorganization and realignment. Former Chief Executive Officer, West Indies Cricket Board, Dr. Ernest Hilaire, says that the assessment is commonplace. However, the lack of clarity on the process is not shining the best light on those involved.
Sometimes you need to let the management at the time provide clarity or clarification on those issues. It is not fair, and sometimes it can be quite faulty to just take the report with the concerns expressed and then judge and chastise and condemn people. Sometimes it's best to allow management to a proper response to the issues raised in the report before you can make them public.
As for rumblings in certain quarters that the former CEO may be involved in some way with the current situation, Dr. Hilaire dismissed these assertions as political mischief, given his tenure within the organization was 8 years ago.
The report speaks of things that happened after Julian Hunt left and the new administration came in 2013. I had already left WICB for a very long time. So that has nothing to do with the time when we were there at all.
The Cricket West Indies president released a press statement which reads, quote, "I can confidently assure you that at no time was there any decision taken by the board or anyone with the CWI to hide, conceal, withhold, or hold back the PKF report." End quote. Dr. Hilaire calls for due diligence before the report is made public.
The new administration said they had done the audit to be able to find out the mistakes that were made into the financial management and how to guide them moving forward. And from what I heard, it was not really supposed to be anything more than that. But it's up to them to decide. The only issue, though, is you do not just release a report without a response from the people who were involved, and certainly without providing the context for the issues there. Otherwise, you have half the story, and it can really be detrimental to persons who did nothing wrong. I don't think the present administration is withholding or hiding or holding back. They have to be cautious, or else they can face a lawsuit. I mean, you have to be very careful how you release information about people without giving the full story.
Dr. Hilaire cautions against jumping to conclusions, given that not all the pieces of the puzzle have been revealed.
Well, Tokyo Olympic officials are incensed that the game's emblem has been used in the cover design of a local magazine that combines the logo with the coronavirus, and they're requesting that the Foreign Correspondents Club of Japan takes down the image immediately. A look-alike emblem, which had COVID-19 written underneath, was published on the cover of the April issue of the club's magazine, as well as in an online edition. In an article about the logo published several days ago by the Asahi Shimbun newspaper, it named the artist as Andrew Potkerry. It identified him as a British designer based in Japan who serves as the magazine's art director. The artist said he viewed the design as a parody, though other designers interviewed by the newspaper suggest parody was difficult with a topic such as the virus and pandemic. Tokyo spokesman Masa Takai said that the image is insensitive to many people being affected. He also said the organizing committee had not yet received a formal reply to its request.
It's back over to the sports studio now. Damien, over to you.
Thanks so much, Lisa. Round two, well, golf is back in full swing as one of the sports under which relaxation of restrictions was implemented by the government in its latest COVID-19 Directive number 5. The Greens saw action for the first time in months starting from Monday. Over at the Royal Westmoreland Club, it was definitely tee-off time. CBC's Amory Burke has the details.
Get out that club bag and off to the course we go. Golf is back as one of the sports that can now be played through relaxation of some restrictions as the country tries to face back to some level of normalcy. Royal Westmoreland opened their greens to members only, and the response alone showed just how much players missed having a swing. But while play has resumed in the interest of maintaining health and safety for staff and players, certain restrictions are in place, starting with online bookings for tee-off times, and there's a new instituted park and play system.
Park and play means where each golfer drives up to the car park where all buggies are stationed. You place your golf bags on the golf buggy at that point, and you proceed either to the driving range or to the first tee. Our golfers are placed on the cart, so we're having single golfers on each golf buggy at this point, as well as all golf tee times are strategically placed in 15-minute intervals. So every golf tee time is every 15 minutes. Social distances, as you may imagine, golf is a social distancing sport. So with every player having their own buggy, I don't think anyone comes into contact with anyone at any point per se. We pay special interest to the tee boxes and the greens, where each tree ball is asked to maintain a distance at that point, where everyone plays a shot, and particularly that's when people will mainly come into contact or closest contact.
As you can imagine, some more adjustments have to be made in how operations at the club are executed in this changed environment. On the course of itself, some changes have already been instituted.
Most of the stuff on the golf course, we've taken those off. So presently, there's no touching of the flags staying. So you're putting with the flag in. We've taken off all the rates from the golf course. So there are no rates on the golf course, no ball washers, no water coolers or any water stations on the golf course at this point. We're just trying to ensure that everyone is safe, staff included, so. But we are really happy to have golf back.
And look who we found taking a swing. That's West Indies cricketer Jason Holder. He and his fellow golf buddies were in full agreement that it was a welcome return to the greens. And as projected, the various courses across the island will be seeing much activity in the coming days and weeks.